Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Megaman Xtreme 2. In the last part we started off the castle, now we're actually gonna go finish off the game.
You're the ones who made that noise.
Sigma!
But this time I have to thank you for doing that. Actually, Bakana went too far. Although she did help me by keeping me entertained for a while.
It was you who started the incident, Sigma!
Now is not the time for talk. Now is the time to
Destroyed. Oh god, the grammar. Why?
You know that I'm going to destroy you.
How dare you! I love that reaction.
Go for it. I'll be waiting.
So yeah, Sigma's back because he has to be the final boss in every game aside from Command Mission and X8. And this is the stage that has our generic boss rush, so you can tell what we're going to be doing in a couple moments. And it's weird, throughout this entire first portion of the stage, the enemies are all bat bonds, or I think that's what they're called in the X series. Is that what they're called? I don't quite recall. Pretty much this is here just so you can refill your sub-tanks easily and such. It's pretty nice. And that was the theme from Final Fantasy V that plays whenever you fight X-Death, pre-final form. And one thing I want to mention before we get to the final boss is the fact that this is actually a Game Boy Color exclusive. The original Xtreme, very much like Pokemon Gold and Silver, could actually be played on the original Game Boy, it's just that they had color coding in them. I'm not sure why they did that, but they did. Mind you, I'm glad they did it, because that's how I played Xtreme 1, because I never owned a color. Either way, final boss time.
I'm pleased to see you. Now I'll delete your soul forever.
Sigma is pretty much his X2 counterpart, I'll be honest. He hits harder, but that also could be just due to the fact we have less HP. Weakness-wise, he is weak against Drill Crush, Dash, or Marine Tornado. Also, he killed me, but thankfully we have Zero this time to save us, so no blowing up the planet a la Xtreme 1. And welcome to what I consider the most tedious final boss in the series.
It seems that I underestimated you. The playtime is over. Now I'll bring this to an end.
The entire thing with this boss is that you can't hurt Sigma's battle body itself. You can damage it, sure, but that only lowers its shields. You need to destroy you have to hit that little bear face thing on his chest, and once you hit it enough, Sigma himself will appear, and that's when you hit him for damage. However, it doesn't stay like this forever. Later in the fight, it'll alternate between blue and red. And only the character that matches said color scheme can damage it. Or at least, wear down its shields to the point where you can damage Sigma. And with Zero, I swear it takes more damage than anything else, because I have a hell of a time trying to make Sigma appear with Zero. Really, the best time to hit him is when it's blue or yellow with X. In which case, you just do an upwards dash and shoot a charge shot. It has to be a charge shot, no pellets, into that face. Fun fact, by the way, from the time that the purple background here shows up to the time that the final boss starts blowing up, this fight took 5 minutes and 2 seconds. And I'm going to make you all sit through that, because I had to suffer through it. Plus, admittedly, while this boss takes a while, he's not hard. He's just time-consuming. I'll admit, he gets cheap later on with some of his attacks, due to the fact some of them, I swear, are impossible to dodge, but beyond that, he's just kind of there. Though I do have to question the design mentality behind this thing. It's like they tried to combine Kaiser Sigma from 3 along with the Wolf Sigma from 1. And then Sigma's head's just randomly peeping out of the top of it too, which is kind of odd. The legs look really... not the legs, the arm looks really spindly for the rest of it too. Then again, it's a Megaman boss, I'm not... oh, hello options. I'm not surprised the design is weird for the final boss. Need I bring up which X game had the weirdest final boss design? Command Mission, easily. Classic, though. I don't even remember a classic final boss as much. Oh, actually, weirdest looking final boss in a Mega Man game easily goes to Battle Network. Every final boss in that series looks really weird and demonic, too. Oh, I should mention, don't use your sub-tanks on the first form of Sigma. I'm not sure if you noticed it, but upon beating Sigma, your health is refilled. For, this Sigma here. Does it even have a name? No, it doesn't. Oh, and by the way, I should mention, this form is weak against Tornado Fang, the Z-Saber itself, or the Marine Tornado. If you're not using the parts I'm using. So, how's life? Oh, this is where his attacks start getting cheap. I swear there's no way you can avoid that attack. He also starts flying off screen to fire various lasers, beat at the ground, which has a pause time you're supposed to be able to use to dodge it, but then it chases you to a point where you're just cornered, and a couple other attacks. But anyway, in terms of what I've been doing recently, because this fight's going to be going on for another minute and a half by the looks of it, I just got my Alpha Sapphire cartridge, and I gotta say, Gen 3 is better than I remember, but I still think Pokemon Gen 2 is the best, but that's just because I've played it the most. There's also the fact that I actually never beat Emerald on its own. Or Ruby or Sapphire, actually. Well, I guess I'll beat Emerald when I eventually have to get to Let's Play that. I should get to doing that eventually. Anyway, this attack's fairly simple. Well, now it's over, it's especially simple because I don't have to do anything. Pretty much just dash underneath the waves. It's very similar to Agile from X2, actually. Seriously, how am I supposed to dodge that? This boss must be a nightmare to perfect run, if it's even possible to do so. Well, there is probably some sort of glitch, but I wouldn't know it, would I? I don't know why I paused there. But, yeah, this boss, it's more of a trial of patience than anything. He's not hard. He's just tests your patience. I've seen fights of this go for 10 minutes back on the old time limit way back when. The time limit. Remember when that was a forced thing? Yeah, so do I. But, oh, thank God he's dead. Thank you. And that's it. Endgame. Booyah! That was a really high-pitched booyah. Are you alright, Zero? Yeah, I am. Hey, look at that. The DNA souls are returning. The hollow Reploids will come to life. Probably. Everything's over now. X, Zero! The hollow Reploids are coming to life, one by one. Iris, rescue the Reploids in cooperation. Let's go, Zero. We have to express our thanks to Iris. Right. She was very helpful. I feel sorry that her first job as a Maverick Hunter was like this. Colonel will blame me. The Colonel? But I believe the experience will be helpful when she returns back to Repliforce. Yeah, Reploid Force, Repliforce, it's the same thing. Anyway, let's go back. We're done here. Indeed we are, because that is the end of Mega Man Xtreme 2, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. I did to an extent. I'll give it this, it's better than Xtreme 1, but the main X series is better than both of these games. Don't get me wrong, there's some good stuff to be had here. A lot of good music, when the level design's original, it's actually really fun to go through. And, well, the story is always crap in Mega Man games, let's be honest, but it is an overall enjoyable experience. It's for Game Boy Color, and that's about it. Well, it's also available for 3DS download. And with that, the next Mega Man game, which is the next game I'm going to be playing, period, is my replay of Mega Man X4, which will be the last Mega Man game I play until I probably get back to the Battle Network series, because this is like, what, 3 or 4 in a row, so that's kind of ridiculous. Now, for beating Extreme mode, you get the Boss Rush mode. Essentially, you're sent into a room very similar to the Boss Rush room from X2, where you can get split into a left capsule or a right capsule. What those do is that they send you into another room of 8 capsules each. The one on the left sends you into a room with 8 capsules, which are the 8 bosses from Extreme 1, and the right is the 8 bosses from this game, so you get to face all 16 bots with these upgrades. So that's pretty cool. But with that, I'm going to need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in X4. See you guys then.